This is America in Space, a weekly news and information program on current events dealing with the space industry.
Welcome, and thanks for joining me today. I'm Dawn Meyer, Space Coast News Editor. In August of 2023, over 2 years and 122 grams of oxygen later, NASA's Perseverance Mars rover wraps up the MOXIE oxygen-generating experiment. MOXIE landed with the Perseverance rover in February of 2021 and began generating oxygen on Mars from the Martian atmosphere. MOXIE stands for Mars Oxygen In Situ Resource Utilization Experiment. It continued generating oxygen until August 7, 2023, when the mighty little gold cube produced 9.8 grams or 0.35 ounces of oxygen on its 16th and final run. On September 6, 2023, NASA declared the MOXIE mission complete after the generation of 11 grams or 4.3 ounces of oxygen, which was twice as much as scientists thought MOXIE could make in its given period of time. At its most efficient, MOXIE produced 12 grams or 0.4 ounces of oxygen every hour, which was at least 98% pure, which holds great promise for future scaled-up efforts that could support human exploration of the red planet and possibly even the moon. Here's a little more about MOXIE and how it worked.
This tiny gold box right here just successfully made oxygen from Mars's atmosphere. MOXIE stands for the Mars Oxygen In Situ Resource Utilization Experiment. MOXIE was launched in July 2020 along with the Perseverance rover. MOXIE has actually made oxygen from Mars's carbon dioxide-rich atmosphere. When running, MOXIE can make about 6 grams of oxygen every hour, which is about the same as your average tree here on Earth. Not bad considering it's its first time on Mars. So basically the machine works by separating carbon dioxide into carbon monoxide and oxygen ions. Those ions are then recombined to create breathable oxygen molecules. So right now MOXIE is pretty tiny, and that's what could fit on the Perseverance rover. In the future there's a hope for a machine that could create as much oxygen as hundreds of trees.
People ask why we can't take the oxygen from Earth to Mars. Well,
why don't we just bring the oxygen with us when we go to Mars?
It's very difficult to bring something from the surface of the Earth to the surface of Mars, and it costs millions and millions of dollars. So it's much easier and better for us if we try to get that resource from the planet.
MOXIE is an exploration, technology, investigation, and demonstration that could pave the way for isolating and storing oxygen on Mars and maybe even the moon later. That oxygen could then be used to help power rockets to lift astronauts off the surface, as well as one day provide breathable air for astronauts themselves. Following MOXIE's resounding Martian success, MOXIE's descendants may be able to create oxygen from the surface of Earth's moon, possibly even using water from the moon. Yep, all that takes a lot of MOXIE. Thank you for joining me. Remember each Tuesday to join David Denault for America's Return to Space, and join me every Friday for America in Space. From the Florida Space Coast, I'm Dawn Meyer, Space Coast News Editor for About Space Today.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to share our program with your family and friends, and follow us on Facebook. Join us each week for news and information on America in Space.